I've just got out of the shower, you know, it's wet hair, skanky old joggers, but I'm with me mates, so I know you won't care. That's it. So you're just pressing just gently down, nice deep breaths, and then just round the whole body down if you can. Just stay there for a deep breath through the nose, out through the mouth, and just gradually rebuild the spine. Head floats up, push the shoulders down, shrug them up to your ears, and then back and down, and again up and shrug, back and down. Hand to one side. I'm going to change my leg position, feel free to do the same. So just stretch that arm up and then just twist outwards a little bit, and then back to the side, and just sweep that arm round a couple of times. Lovely. Let's go over to the other side and twist to look up and back to the side, and sweep that arm round again. So rolling the shoulders and then the elbows. Remember, these resistance bands are hard on the hands, so let's just rotate the wrists, spread the fingers wide, rotate the thumbs, and then just shake them out. Lovely. Let's do the neck, chin to chest, and side to side. And then we'll do some glute stretches. You can either do them straight leg like this, or you can bring that other knee up, and I like the ankle over the knee. So it's the same as you would. Oh God, that is tight today. Woohoo! That's it, lovely. So just stay there a few seconds, even though it's painful maybe. Lovely. And bring that leg down. Other one. Lovely. I say lovely any more times? Lovely. Used to be an advert, didn't there? Was it Philadelphia? Lovely. That's what I'm like. Okay. Let's use our resistance band to stretch the hamstring. So I think you can do it seated. I normally do it lying down, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do it seated. Just hold the band in one hand and just lift the leg. Don't pull the leg foot too far back. Just have a gentle pressure on it. And if that doesn't work, come onto your back, do it like that. We're going to be doing it a bit later again, so. And then switch the leg. Perfect. All right, brilliant. So let's start off with some gentle stretching across the chest and the arms. So as I said, it's up to you. For this one, it doesn't matter what position you're in, but I'm going to stay on my knees the whole time because of the camera. So we'll just start quite gently. All right, so you're either on your knees like this, or like that, or stand. Both arms up in the air, basically to roll a scarf job. And then just have quite a bit of slack. All right, relax the shoulders down the spine. And then just bring one arm down and then back up. You might not be able to hear me in a minute. God, I couldn't sleep last night. I've forgotten how noisy caravans are in the rain, and it was shaking because of the wind. And I was on my own with a dog. So I got up in the end, made a cup of tea. So I wasn't scared, but I just couldn't bloody sleep. It was so noisy. Lovely. So make sure that when the arm comes back up, you're doing it just as slowly as when it comes down. All right, now we're going to bring the whole band just to skim the top of the chest and back up again and again. This is working all those muscles at the top of your back, around the shoulder blade. Now I want you to just have less slack on the band and have the arms slightly forward with the elbows bent. All right, so in that position, we're then going to squeeze the band backwards across the chest, bring the elbows back slightly, feeling a slight pinch in the shoulder blades, and release it slowly forward. Okay, so you widen the arms as the band comes to the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then bending the elbows, coming forward. So stronger now into the arms. Let's get the breath in time. We could be taking lovely deep breaths down into the belly while we do these. Whichever way round feels good. Okay, bring the band over the head, and then just more slack rather, bring it to just the shoulder blades at the back. You're going to bring the arms forward and then back. At the moment my arms are straight. Lovely. So now we're pulling the chest in a slightly different way. Now I'm going to start to bend my elbows backwards to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So arms come forward straight, and then as I come back, elbows bend slightly, squeeze the shoulder blades. So you want a fair amount of resistance on that band. Excellent. One more. And just release a second. If it's anything like me, you just need to give your hands a little bit of that. Keep doing that as much as you like. All right. This is the one where you're going to need to be either on your knees or your feet, so you can test it out. I'm going to come up to this position. So you're using your feet or your knees to hold the band in place. You want your knees in the middle of the band or your feet. And you're just going to hold the end of the bands and then bring the bands just up slightly. Why is one arm never going the same as the other one? Okay, so you're just going to feel this in a slightly different place in your arms. So have the arms bent. It's not quite a bicep curl, this one. You're not leaving your elbows in, you're bringing the elbows out as well. Lovely. That's why you need the slack. Now you're going to come up, forward, these hurt, out and down. Okay, and again, up, forward, out, down. I'm not doing many more of these, hate them. Up, forward, out, down. Now we are going to do just bicep curls. All right, so you might need less slack on the band, elbows in at the waist, and just slowly bringing the arms up and down. Try not to bend your wrists. Okay, have the wrists nice and strongly in line with the forearms. Okay, so I'm going to come up into a bicep curl, come down, and then tap the hands together in the middle and out. Up, down, squeeze. So working into the rotator cuff. Now as you do your bicep curl, just do them a bit wider so you can almost feel the shoulder blades squeezing again at the back. Try not to arch the back. You can do that by having the core switched on. And if you're on your knees, having your pelvis slightly tilted. Lovely, well done. Okay, now I just want to go from here to the middle. So squeeze the elbows back and then bring them to the middle. So working all the muscles in the arms there. And stay out and down. Again, I don't know why my hands are really hurting today, so you just loosen them as much as you want to. All right, lovely, well done. Okay. Right, so still on the band, I'm going to come down. Don't you stay on your knees though. So that's it. So you're going to have your arms goalpost, and then you're going to lift one arm up and down, and then the other arm up and down. So this is where if your band is slightly tight, there's no way you can do it standing. Your arms won't let you. Lovely. So make sure that your arms are in this goalpost position. The band is behind my upper arm and I'm gripping on with fists. Lovely. Keep them there and then rotate them forward and up. It's nice to have sleeves when you do this. It digs into your skin, doesn't it? Ooh. I'm going to give our hands a little break now, I think. Just one more. we'll come back to those in a little bit. Okay, so just rub your hands. All right, so let's just come on to our back briefly because I want to come back to these. Lillian, it's going to be a series of ab curls crossover, so you're probably better in your chair for now, darling, okay? And then you can come onto your elbows a little bit later. So come down onto your back, have a full body stretch, do your neck side to side, keep playing with the hands to loosen them off. We're just going to do a few sets of ab curls. You can stick to basics or you can join me in a few variations. All right, so I'm going to start with my left leg up in a tabletop. Okay, so as you come up and you cross towards that knee, so my right shoulder lifting towards the left knee, and then as your head comes down to hover, bring the leg out straight. So like a single leg stretch. So you cross and stretch. We can do these really slowly. So breathe out, breathe in. Somehow they're even harder when you do them really slowly. So we're going to add to everything. Crunch just that little bit more as you cross and then really stretch. One more like that. If you can, we're now going to do it with a straight leg. So your leg's going to be up towards the ceiling and you're going to cross and then the leg comes down. But only halfway down, so both thighs are level. On the next one, you're going to stay up there. If straight leg's too much, bend it. Just stay there and hold. And then the tiny little pulse crosses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Lovely. Just bring the knees side to side. Okay, so leaving the head down for a moment, let's just bring one leg up at a time towards the ceiling. And you can have the knees slightly bent, or you can have them straight. And we're going to do leg circles. Okay, so very slowly. So I'll count 1. So from the top you go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how slowly you want to go. You can of course have one leg down if it's too much. And you can also make them quite big. Don't let one side of the back lift though. Don't come over so far to the side that the back twists. But you can certainly go low towards the mat. Let's reverse that circle. It helps to have the hands slightly out to the sides with this one. And you can pop your hands under your bottom if the back starts to strain. Or really avoid the temptation now to swing those legs back up as you get tired. We're going to do one more really slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and knees in. And twist side to side. Do apologise, that's Dougie just booted the screen. Back to sleep, you. All right, so other side then before we come back up. So we're going to lift the right leg this time into a tabletop. Hands back behind the head, and again nice and slowly, so you cross for 1 and then hover and the leg goes straight. So single leg stretch with ab curl cross. Really take your time, so it's a cross and hover. Exhale, inhale. Now straight leg and down, so just the thighs are level. and keep the leg up, cross over, and just tiny pulses, rib to hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and leg down. Okay, lovely. Again, bring the knee side to side. You can stay a little bit longer each side this time. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to pick up the resistance band again, come onto our sides. So Lillian, you can join us again on the mat, darling. And we're going to wrap the band around our foot, so the top leg, so we're all on the same hymn sheet. Let's do the right leg. The right leg's going to be on top. That way there's no confusion. Okay, so wrapping it around the ball of the foot, making sure your toes are still free, popping out the top. No pull, so that your foot is in an ultra flexed position. Just have it fairly loose there. Coming down, and then the whole time your hand is going to be resting on your thigh, so don't pull the band so it's really, really tight. You just have a certain amount of slack, and the way to work is to push your foot into the band, so making your leg long rather than pulling back. All right, so all that's really quite important. I don't want you to have funny hips afterwards. So let's start with leg lifts. I've got my bottom leg slightly bent. You can have yours the same if you want. That's just purely because I'm being lazy this morning. Truth be told, I'm not going to think for technical reason. Yeah, it's just easier. So if you want to make it harder, that bottom leg is straight. Make sure that you haven't rolled forward like I was there. I was right forward on my hip. Come back a little. That's it. Now really push into that band as it comes down. Imagine you're trying to draw a kind of C as you're coming down. So a C curve, pushing into that band, and you'll feel it much more. Try and relax the shoulder. Right, we're going to do some forward and backwards. So trying to keep that hip back, don't roll forward, foot comes forward, and then back, and again. You can totally ditch the, am I really dark, Sue? Is my picture dark? Because people were saying last night it's quite dark where I am. I need better lighting. You can see me all right. Okay.
You just keep freezing. I don't know if it's me or you.
Oh, okay. Is everyone else all right with the picture? Thumbs up. Yeah, it might be you, Sue. I think everyone else is all right, darling. Maybe you've got dodgy signals today. Right, let's do one up and one forward, and then a circle. So if your hands are hurting, ditch the band. So it's one up, one forward, and then a circle. If you can remember which way you went last time, go the other. I can't, I forget. Even from 3 seconds ago. Forward, I'll remember this time, and round. Up, last set this is, thank the Lord, and a circle. Fantastic. Oh, you'd think it'd be easier with that band, but it's really not. Wiggle your fingers, shake your hand. Lovely. All right, coming up to sitting, we're going to stretch that glute, so right leg crosses over the left. Whichever one you did at the beginning of the class is good again. Or you can bend that bottom knee. Rotate that ankle. Okay, so let's do some half roll downs and bicep curls. And then we'll do some triceps afterwards as well. So both band goes around both feet. Around the balls of the feet in your half roll down position. And just once you're in position, you can play around with the tension on the band. So pelvic tilt, or do you know what, you can do it sitting as well, remember, if your back starts to hurt. So coming into either a tilt or a half roll. And let's do hammer curls where the thumbs are on top and they come towards your shoulders. So the arms, the forearms are tight in. All right, so let me just show you. So it's that movement, hammer curls, where the lower arms are in towards the body rather than out. So you're going to stay down rather than up and down. That's it. So staying in your position. Okay, then we're going to come up, roll forward. Now just slightly loosen the band. And in this position, you're just going to put one arm straight back behind you, then the other one, have your neck long, look down, and then the other one. So you do need to loosen the band for that. So just doing a couple of triceps there. If you don't like that, don't worry. So it looks like this from the side. So your elbows are up and then you straighten the band. Okay, roll back up. And get ready for the next set of bicep curls. No, actually, let's do rows. Let's work the arms slightly differently. Let's do rows rather than bicep curls. So you're going to come back again. This time, your elbows were on your sides, then they're going to come out, and then you're going to pull the band back. My shoulders are still way down from the ears though, even though the elbows are out. Again, stay back. You can squeeze your knees together for an inner thigh workout as well. And just take your time. So when you get right back with the elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze the core, and then with control, let the arms come back. Try not to raise the shoulders as you bring the arms back. Some of your elbows are just doing this a little bit. Okay, so you want to keep the arms down. Lovely. And come up to sitting. Just release the band from your feet. I suggest, if everyone's all right on their knees, to save you getting up again, go on your knees, but we're going to be doing triceps, and I've got a way to do them both at the same time. So we've been used to doing them like that, where you've got your arm behind your back and you're doing them like this, but if you kneel on them, or you've got a very, very stretchy band, you can stand. But we're going to do it so that we do both at the same time if you're able to, okay? So both elbows by the sides of the head, and then you lift and lower. Don't worry if you can't keep your elbows here, mine won't stay like that, and we're doing both. If for whatever reason that isn't happening, if your band is moving, as mine's moving all over the place, then just go back to the one that we do when it's like this, if you prefer that one. Okay, which is that one. Just do what you can. Well, the other way you can do it, if you're in this position, is one arm and then the other. If you feel like doing both at the same time, is pulling on your back or anything. So you really need to watch what's happening with your back now. Make sure it's not arching. Core switched on. Yeah, it's good to try, and if you don't like certain new positions, yeah, go back to what you're doing. So that one where you do the arm behind the back is just as effective. In fact, this hurts, it digs into your arms. Okay, last one. Oh, I've just found an easier way to do it, where you have the hands together like that. All right, and last one. If you're doing one arm at a time, make sure you've done both sides, girls, okay? So just take a little bit longer to even yourself out. And us that did both are lucky enough to stop and watch you. All right, so just shake the hands off, well done. And rotate the wrists. Let's do side two on our leg. So left leg this time, you're on your right hip. So the band will be round the left ball of your foot. Coming down, position yourself just as before with your arm down your side, not too much tension on the band. Okay, so let's do lifts to start with. And remember to push the ball of your foot into the band as you come down. Control it up and push and curve down. Lovely. Breathing in one way, out the other. almost imagine as you breathe out forcibly through the mouth, not imagine, but just feel the core contract as well. So as you curve the foot, you're also engaging the core. I think my dog's putting me off from speaking because he's upside down with his gappy teeth and his tongue sticking through the teeth. It's a right sight for sore eyes. All right, now we're going to do side kick. So legs going to stay at hip height and you're coming forward and backwards. Readjust yourself on your hip if you've come forward. Even though you're grabbing onto the band, relax the shoulder and the neck. Still pushing into that band as you come back. Using it to make it harder, not support the leg. So by pushing in, you're using the resistance. Lovely. Let's do one of each. So you're up, down, forward, back, and again, up, down, forward, back. Now we're going to add a circle in a minute. Up, down, forward, back, and a circle. Woo, tip back. Up, down. Doesn't matter which order you do them in, just doing a circle, a lift, and a forward. See, I did the wrong thing there, but it doesn't matter. As long as everything's covered. Try and get a circle in both directions as well if you can. This is the last but one set. So last one now. Lift, down, forward, and a circle. And relax that hand down. Just wiggle the fingers. Oh, really hurting today for some reason. Okay, coming up to sitting, or you can, if you prefer, you can do your left glute stretch on your back. It's totally up to you. Whatever you prefer. Okay, let's just take a moment, play around with the fingers. I don't know if it's an age thing, but the fingers are all sore these days. Okay, we're going to give our hands a break. We're going to come onto the elbows. If you hate the elbows, you come onto your back as always. That's the case every time. And do some ab exercises. So